So right now, per the odds at quarterback, like I said, Lawrence is minus 10,000 to go first. Let's just kind of throw that out. So the rest of the quarterbacks in terms of betting odds, where they're expected to go in order, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask. Who the hell is Kyle Trask? Where's he coming from?
I've seen his name thrown out there repeatedly. Coming out of Florida, I mean, he definitely flashed. If you look at his numbers on the page, he definitely put up some great stats this past season. Now, if you turn on the film and kind of watch some of his games, it's not as pretty as it looks on the stat page. I've heard some late first-round rumors and possibilities for him. I won't be surprised if he goes in the second round. Kyle Trask looks more to me, both whether it's numbers or film, he looks more like the second coming of a Drew Lock that a team is going to take possibly in the second round. And after a year or two, be like, oh, man, what did we do with this pick and why did we make it?
All right. I'm just looking at pictures of Trey Lance. I didn't realize that, was it North Dakota State that he went to? Yeah, North Dakota State. They have the same jerseys as the Edmonton Eskimos in the CFL. So that's very interesting. Maybe the CFL could be in his future. Just he transitioned very easily. But how high do you think that he can end up going? Like, where do you think, like, prototype, where he fits the best of these, like, top 15 teams?
I think that he could go possibly as high if the most likely spot, I think, is number 4 to Atlanta, especially with Matt Ryan there. His contract is going to allow them to let Lance kind of sit for a year. If you're looking at this top 5 quarterback room, top 4, he's probably the most raw out of all of these guys. So I don't think that's a bad thing for him to necessarily sit. I know in the NFL these days, that's not usually happening very often. But I think that would be a great spot for him to go. And I think it's reasonable considering, especially with a new head coach, Matt Ryan is looking like he's got maybe 1, maybe 2 more years. Plus, you let Lance sit for that time. I think it's definitely a good spot for him.
I just don't understand why a team would do that at this point. Just we know how valuable having a quarterback on a rookie contract is for the rest of your roster construction. It feels to me maybe they sit him a year and then cut Matt Ryan, or if they draft a quarterback, they might just cut Matt Ryan, depending on what the dead cap situation would be. It doesn't really strike me as a smart idea to hold the two of them, because it's not like Matt Ryan is Aaron Rodgers in this way, where Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. You could not necessarily see it coming. Obviously, he had a huge bounce back season. He ends up as the MVP, but Aaron Rodgers is an all-timer. Matt Ryan has won an MVP. He's a very good quarterback, but do we ever expect him to have an MVP type season again? Like, I would say it's more of a stretch for him to have another top 10 quarterback season again.
No, and I think that's definitely a fair argument. I mean, I would not be extremely surprised. I mean, obviously, we've seen wild things happen in the NFL draft. I don't think that there's been a lot of rumors about Matt Ryan going elsewhere. I think the most likely thing, if they were to take a quarterback, would be to let Lance sit for the year and then take advantage, like you're talking about, Pat, of him being on the rookie deal. The other thing about it is, like, if Atlanta wanted to deal him, you're talking about his previous MVP caliber play. San Francisco wants to possibly upgrade the quarterback position. At least reading tea leaves, there's a maybe fit there. And I don't know if that necessarily happens, but we've seen a lot of like crazy trades go down during the NFL draft. So I would not be incredibly surprised if something like that happened.